pauses. That's a bit of a big thing so early on in a five.
I mean, is this maybe part of Prague's, strategy to a degree? I'm going to throw something you don't expect at you, just to put the clock pressure on you the way that you did to me in that game we just played.
Whoa, Magnus really surprised here, David.
Yeah, 1 whole minute down now. That's a big, big time investment. It's only move 2. Vincent, you weren't too impressed.
He's considering whether to go bishop d5, knight f3, and taking.
There we go.
God. Oh, man, yes.
Okay.
All right, so the pawn structure gets ruined just a little bit here for the player with white.
But you get the bishop pair in return.
Yeah, and already opened up for some diagonals there.
Which dynamic are you taking here, Vincent? The bishop pair, or the fact that you have to give up your pawn formation for that? Would you rather be white or black?
It depends on whether Magnus will manage to block everything. I'm not sure. I think this specific version should be quite good for white. Like it's long-term dangerous, but directly it feels that black has some questions to answer, because to actually block the position, he would need to play d5, which would leave both the e6 pawn and the e5 square pretty weak. Okay, so Prague wants to castle long quickly. And he will just try to push d4 long castle and really go for it.
Yeah, Prague has been so good at delivering the first blow, right?
Yeah, that's just what he's trying to do. I think he's really trying to force his kind of game on Magnus, because we all know that if Magnus gets his game, he's just the best at that. So it makes a lot of sense to try.
And 7 moves in, Prague with a sizable time advantage there.
I'm wondering where this knight from c3 will be going, because it cannot stay there for very long. It's like blocking. I was actually wondering whether it was smart to put it there in the first place, because there was the option of going d4, c4 first, which would leave that option of d5. Yeah, right now, that's exactly what I thought. Like, black will just try to block everything and then long-term hope to create something. I think even going for ideas like b5 is actually quite natural here. Maybe knight a4 is an interesting move.
Yeah, that white knight just wants to be like on e5. It feels like he chose the wrong circuit. Just can't get there now. And knights in front of pawns. We've seen it a few times so far this week. They want to be behind pawns. And Vincent, you read his mind.
That's an expression of, yeah, maybe how difficult it is to maneuver this knight around the board now. It has to jump to the edge to vacate the space for the pawn to go forward on the c file, and then maybe it can reroute back into a more convenient square in the long term.
How are we feeling about Prague's right side of the board? The bishop, the dark squared bishop, sort of staring down at his own pawn, the rook not having movement. Whoa, and that's an inaccuracy?
I thought that pawn would never move. I thought he'd just leave all of his pawns on the light squares forever, but now there's a big...
Well, maybe he thought he didn't have a choice. I don't think it was like he loved to play that move, but, okay, knight a6 was other option maybe to stop knight c5 from coming, but there was the c4 thing, and... okay, it's just a very, very complex structure. It's incredibly difficult to play. Oof. Oh, but I think c4, it was really time to play c4. This is bad.
This is bad news for Pragnananda that Magnus has managed to get b5 in?
Yeah, I think this is really... Now black's moves are just coming by hand. You will just... I don't think you will see Magnus spending a lot of time in the next 5 moves.
And he had that one window of opportunity, right? To push that c pawn 2 steps forward.
Yeah, now I think... Okay, even h5, yeah, just block that side and you're getting killed on the queen side.
Yeah, a lot of wasted time for that knight.
Yeah, but you see, like, king b1 seems like such a normal move. But I think really it was really time to push c4.
It's very instructive for everyone at home. If you're playing against the bishop pair, just try to block as many lines as possible. These bishops aren't able to get any open diagonals.
All the pawn breaks. Yeah, control the pawn breaks, and then these bishops, they need open lines. And if they don't have them, your knights will be doing quite well.
And Magnus's knights are coming into the game. Also now, what's going on the right side for Prague with the pawn formation? It's very hard to get a good pawn break in.
I think he still has to reroute that knight. But it took so many tempi already. He really needs something.
And now the clock advantage has fully swung the other way. For all the time invested early from Magnus.
I think just king b7 and then a5 is gonna...
Looking very scary here now for Prague.
Maybe even king d7 is interesting, just because center is so blocked that you can start swinging your pieces over. But yeah, okay, he's trying to go b4 rather quickly, I suppose.
Just gonna
I actually don't really understand the point of queen d7, but I'm sure he had the idea, just hasn't clicked in yet for me.
There's no rush, though. That's the thing, right? Like, white isn't really.
Yeah, but
anything
still, it's
anytime
nice to pretend to threaten something. No, I mean, if once I push a5, I pretend to threaten move like a4, and white has to spend time thinking about it. Also, he wanted to prepare.
This is an absolutely wild pawn structure, though. All the black pawns starting to advance, constricting the space.
I mean, ever since Magnus got that B pawn rolling up, it's been a flow, right? The moves are coming in fast and quick. The pieces are landing at the right square.
Oh,
Now
this
another pawn
knight.
push, driving the white knight back. He's from Team Liquid. The flow is on in Vegas.
That's a great call out. Magnus says, now we are the ones with the mastery of the horses over here in Team Liquid.
This just looks horrible.
Yeah.
White can barely move at the moment, and the only thing you can do to kick away the black knights would open up the white king.
Yeah, this format is so cruel. I mean, it could be that king b1 can cost him the full match. I mean,
Yes.
this one move is...
It really was that moment.
I mean, okay, it's not yet over
Freehand.
still. Even if he loses this one, he can still come back. But just saying that it goes to show how small nuances can really change up everything at, you know, this generally very high level.
And the pawns keep coming on. A move that perhaps Prague had to make a long time ago, and now just no option left, and he's much worse.
Okay, to give BC3 a question mark is insane. I mean, it's like a move as white, you've been waiting for so long to finally threaten to move one pawn, and that's exactly what's supposed to be bad. It's really depressing.
Yeah. You pre-move that.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course. It's, and I think also practically it's the right choice. I mean, knight c3, you will have this knight on d5 sitting there forever.
Yeah, that's the computer, by the way, for everyone at home. That's not us. That's,
What, David, you didn't do that?
that's the evil algorithms that we have no control over. But yeah, there is a bit of a threat now for white. Step forward with this pawn, kick away the black
I think
knight.
it looked worse already for Prague. I mean, now the position is bad, but he has chances. I see some potential for Magnus to go wrong. Before it just felt like he was dominating the whole board, and Prague was kind of waiting to be killed. And now he actually has some ideas.
Just to offer up the other option and the reason why the computer it wants to recapture with the knight as opposed to with the pawn.
Yeah, but now one of the black knights will sit in the center forever. There are no more pawn breaks for the rest of the game, so understandable why Prague wanted to take with his pawn. As we see Magnus push forward with his own pawn. That white king, that is the problem now.
Dangerous stuff, but Magnus reaching the 1 minute mark right now. I think lots of twists and turns lie ahead in this one with the amount of pieces, the minors and the majors, everything on the board.
Yeah, king now sitting on the open file. Do we have to consider running him to the other side of the board?
We would love to, but we will not get to. That's
You'd love the
problem.
castle.
I mean, if we could go like g5 and castle, we'd be better. That's white. I mean, we would be crushing. But yeah, just the problem is the only safe square for the king would be a1, but you see that diagonal from the bishop on f6. It's like
Staring down.
Stepping into the sniper
You
scope
already-
is...
you can already. Okay.
Magnus trying to block as many lines as possible. Really instructive, really consistent from the world number one. And the move you want to play with white to step forward would also allow the black knight to jump in potentially.
Yeah, I'm not sure he wants to jump to c4 or a4. That was something probably c4 is the right. Just
At least the black knight on e7 isn't getting into
well,
the
the
game.
problem is if we have to take on c4, then it will be back. That's the. And just this bishop on f2 is insanely bad. It's doing absolutely nothing. I mean, okay, defending h4, but that's not really the essence of the game right now.
Overqualified, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
That bishop.
Imagine that bishop on e5. I mean, life would be completely fine.
Totally different game. 20 seconds now for Pragnananda. This is getting into big time trouble territory, and with just 2 seconds per move, that's barely any time to get a move in. You can't even build up on the clock.
But I think it's good for Prague. Like, he needs less time in this position.
To think.
No, I mean, if both sides have less time, this gives him better chances.
Ah, okay.
Because I think if Magnus had time to calculate this, you're...
Busted.
Yeah.
So does he want to actually go with your idea of slide the queen in front of the king and slowly but surely start marching up step by step towards the right side of the board?
I think I'll stay with my judgment. We would love to, but we will not get to. It's a good idea, but just,
Only theoretically.
I mean, king d2. You see, this rook on b2 is gonna land, and till we get that square, I mean, we would need like a rook from g2 teleported to b3, and we are good. But again, we have few pieces which, like these two, bishop f2, rook g2, they are really destroying the fun.
Okay, but now anything can happen. Magnus playing on seconds as well, to your point earlier, right?
And that's maybe why it's
Anything
okay for
maybe
Prague.
is a bit much, but it feels like he's not hopelessly lost. That's true.
We do see pieces falling, a whole bunch of pawns leaving the center of the board, as well as a couple minor pieces. I mean, Prague at
in
the
one being
moment,
threatened.
yeah, has the material advantage, but it is that checkmate in one along the b file that's being threatened. Have to respond to that.
Moves the bishop back, the rook to the defense.
Magnus recaptures the pawn, but he was down.
Yeah, but rook g6. Oh, okay. Yeah, realized myself.
Okay, now the king march.
Ooh, look at this, Magnus castles
Big castle.
out
Yeah,
of
no,
danger.
this is gone.
It's over.
That's gone.
Allowing the white queen in now.
Huge infiltration.
A fork.
Wow!
There's a knight fork. Magnus wins the exchange, rook for knight in the process after all that flurry.
He's about to take the lead in this tiebreaker. And David, you'll have to slow this down and break it down once we're done because moves are coming fast and quick. But Magnus Carlsen in a winning position right now. And he's got a few extra seconds.
Yeah, both kings step forward off of their back ranks. White king is trying to centralize. Then we have the infiltration onto the second rank by the black rook, hitting the bishop.
Bishop d4 is unstoppable, I think.
Huge threat. Taking advantage of pins. And you could see the panic on Pragnananda.
There's that bishop d4 you wanted, can't be captured back
It lands.
necessarily.
And there it is, handshakes. Magnus Carlsen gets the first win.
Wow.
King b1.
King b1, the move that